cooling load components. So let me talk about that part. Of course, it's a big subject, and that itself can be one topic. But as of now, I'm not taking that topic, and I'll just give you some idea or background which is required to solve an example on psychrometric process of space, moisture, and heat addition. Okay, so this is an air-conditioned space as it is shown in the picture, and so you are supplying the conditioned air into this room, though not shown here, but it is a conditioned space, and there are different ways in which either the heat is entering into this space or it is getting generated in the space. So as you can read here, that heat addition is nothing called heat load or cooling load. So the total heat to be removed will be a total of, so whatever heat is coming into this space, like in steady state condition, when you have brought the room to a particular condition, let's say 27 degrees Celsius and 40% RH is the condition of the room. So once you have brought it to that state, it's not that your air conditioning unit will not need to take any heat now, because there is continuous generation of heat inside and there is also heat coming from outside. So under steady state condition, you have to calculate what are the heat ways in which the heat is entering into your space, conditioned space, and what is the rate at which the heat is getting generated in the given space. So there are different ways in which the heat is getting added. So it is as it is written here. One is internal heat generated and another is external heat ingress, that is heat that is coming out from outside. So some examples are given. Of course, this will not be the complete list of all different ways in which the heat is added into the space, but still it covers most of them, or the most important ones. So once you keep your room or conditioned space at a temperature lower than the surrounding temperature, the heat will come from outside, will try to come from outside, because there is potential for heat transfer. So you can see here exterior wall. Let's say this wall, of course here it is shown that the major portion of that is covered by glass, but it is just to be able to show the heat coming from the glass also. But this area could be large, right? This exterior wall, that is the wall which separates your conditioned space with the outdoor. Okay, so outdoor condition could be much higher temperature and maybe even the moisture level in the outside air, it may be much higher. So this exterior wall is separating the two components, but like the exterior wall, the outer surface temperature of the wall would be higher than the temperature of air in the room. Let's say the outside condition is 40 degrees Celsius. So that temperature is much higher than your room temperature, let's say 27 degrees Celsius. So exterior wall surface temperature, of course, it will not be exactly equal to 40 degrees Celsius, because there is some direct solar radiation also striking the wall and it is directly absorbing that also. So it will be higher than 40 degree Celsius if the atmosphere temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. But that may not be the it will be higher, but how much will it be higher? Depends upon many different things, whether the wall is directly exposed to sun or not. That is an important criteria. Okay, so basically there is a temperature difference between the inner surface temperature of the wall, exterior wall, and the outer surface temperature of the wall, and because of that there is conduction of heat through the wall. So that is one way in which the heat is coming into the conditioned space. Then if you see the thing above this, glass conduction, right? So you have put some glass for the sunlight to come into your space, or to have a view of outside. You have put a glass, so through the glass also there is some conduction of the heat, because outer surface of the glass will be at a higher temperature and inner surface would be in contact with the inside air, so it will be at a lower temperature, and there will be heat transfer through the glass. Of course, here there is just a single sheet of glass shown. More the thickness of the glass, less the heat conduction, and one can put multiple glasses also to reduce the conduction of the heat through the glass. Then glass solar, there is conduction through the glass, but major heat gain can be when the direct sun rays or even indirect or the diffuse radiation which is coming from the glass. So along with the visible light, there is also visible light also carries heat, and there will be infrared rays also which will be entering along with the visible light, and because of that the heat comes into the space along with the rays of the sun. There could be direct rays and there could be indirect rays, diffuse radiation or even reflected radiation, but all carry some heat which enters into the room and contributes to the heating of the room, which you have to ultimately take away with the help of your low temperature air which is supplied into this space. And then something above that, this is shown infiltration. Right? Infiltration is unwanted or uncontrolled entry of outside people or outside substances. Right? So in this case, it is air. So outside air is coming into your conditioned space through the gaps available in windows and in doors, or you are opening and closing doors or windows. So at that time also it will outside air will enter. Now because the outside air enthalpy is higher than your room air enthalpy, that will contribute to the cooling load or the heat load on the room. Then roof. So people who live in the tenements or on the top floor of the apartments, they know that in summer the ceiling becomes very hot, and through the ceiling there will be lot of heat which will be coming into the conditioned space. Even if it is not on the top floor, and in that case, of course, this heat which is coming into your room would be a bit lower, or if it is unconditioned, it will be a bit higher. If the upper floor is also air conditioned, then you may neglect this component. Okay, but in majority of the cases, there is also heat coming from the roof entering into the room. Then there is a partition wall, and again the next room to this, whether it is conditioned or non-conditioned, air conditioned. If it is air conditioned, then you don't need to consider this. If it is not air conditioned, then the temperature there will be somewhat higher. Of course, it will not be equal to the outdoor temperature, but it will be higher than this room temperature. So it will be coming through the partition wall also, right? And there is a door here, so you can attach your infiltration with that, right? So and then through the floor also something similar to the roof. Of course, the amount may not be same. So through the floor also the heat can enter into conditioned space. So these are this is called external heat ingress. From outside the heat is entering into your conditioned space. Okay. Now there are internal sources of generation also, probably starting with lights. So lights, of course, nowadays the efficiency of the lights with the LED bulbs have increased. So there is not a lot of heat generation, but still depends upon the amount of lights that are provided into the room, and whatever is it consumes some power, and some part of it gets converted into light. Remaining part gets converted into heat, and that heat enters into the space. So that is lighting load. So lighting are also responsible for adding heat into the conditioned space. Now there can be different equipments in the room. Just one thing is shown here. One PC is shown, so that generates heat, and that heat gets added. There could be many other equipments also, there could be if it is a classroom, there could be an LCD projector right? So that will also be adding into this. If it is a restaurant and the dining room, so the food is served, the food is hot, so that is also add heat. In addition to that, there will be or some other equipment, let's say a coffee maker or that kind of thing. So that can also add to the room, and that can also add moisture into the room. Okay, then the people. So people, we are also adding heat into the room because our body temperature would be higher than the room temperature, and our body like the byproduct of the metabolic process is heat, and the heat is also continuously rejected in again in two forms. One is sensible, another is latent. Latent means that there is evaporation of water from the surface of the skin, and like you sweat, so that water vapor comes, water comes on the surface of your skin, and that gets evaporated and provides your body some kind of cooling. So but that also adds moisture into the space. So these are a few important ways in which the heat is added into the space, conditioned space. And the next example is related with this.